Rajaaya Vivekananda Shuraye Satchit Sukhat Swarupaya Swami Tapaharine. My pranams to all the Swamijis and the devotees who are listening to this thought share of mine. Swamiji, who is revered as a person who has well understood the self and also the remover of sorrow. From whom else can we learn how to understand ourselves and how to remove our sorrow but from Swamiji, right? I wish to start this thought share of mine with the powerful words of Swamiji which he rendered from our very own temple town of Kumbakonam 125 years ago. Quote, "Let us proclaim to every soul, Uttishtata, Jagrata, Prapya Varani Bodhata. Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Arise, awake, awake. From this hypnotism of weakness, none is really weak. The soul is infinite, omnipotent, and omniscient. Stand up. Assert yourself. Proclaim the God within you. Do not deny Him. Too much of inactivity, too much of weakness, too much of hypnotism has been and is upon our race. O you modern Hindus, de-hypnotize yourself." Unquote. I'm sure you will agree with me of the relevance of these powerful words of Swamiji even today. No one would have cried even for their own brothers and sisters as much as Swamiji cried for his brethren in India. He sincerely tried to wake us up, to de-hypnotize ourselves. Yes, his words did the magic and helped us join hands in our freedom struggle. And I think we need to have that again now. I really feel India, which we now proclaim as the young India because of the number of individuals in the age range among the youth, but I call anybody a youth who is having all the energy and enthusiasm to plan and execute his plan as well. The youth of today who are under the influence of the West, I think these words of Swamiji are very, very important for us. I'll say that India has a beautiful ancient glory, but Swamiji wanted us to exhibit a true potential, grow beyond our ancient glory, and for the welfare of the entire globe. That's the immense potential that he saw within us, which we are failing to see in us. His unbound love was evident that he told us how we can de-hypnotize ourselves. And you know where the key is? It's in our sacred books. Each one of us need to learn from our Gita and Upanishads, which are treasure trove. They are not for the people who are retired, but it is for us, the young, the youth, anybody who wants to make a change, who wants to grow from within and also contribute to the society. For us, it gives a beautiful game plan to see the world with a beautiful, very wonderful perspective. Swamiji says with conviction, if we arouse our sleeping soul to self-conscious activity, power will come. When power comes, the goodness will come, the purity will come, automatically glory will come. Everything that is excellent will keep coming to us. He felt like this Gita and Upanishads are the books which are so pure and genuine and makes us become the pure and genuine, the God within us literally glowing, which is evident. Okay? I think what we need now, we need to think more to empower ourselves. This brings to the key words of Swamiji: sameness, self-aware, self-confidence, I'm sure all of us keep hearing this in any of the personality development program or motivational program, but when it comes from the mouth of Swamiji, it's power unbounded with so much of love. Right? This wonderful idea of sameness and omnipresence of the Supreme Soul has to be preached for the amelioration and elevation of the human race. I think we need to evolve. We should not just grow, we need to evolve. Will it not be good if we start to see the Supreme Soul in every human being? We would automatically show the respect, the love, the care, and the concern. We see ourselves, at least our loved ones, in others. Can we start to see that? I see a student when I take in my class. Will I at one point of time think that child as my own child and see how their parents would want him to be groomed? Can I take that one step as a teacher? Right? I start to see the belongingness. I don't see the student as just a student. Can I see the goodness within the child? It's not just academic. There are so many things that brings in the man-making education, which Swamiji says. And we need to see that beautiful inside part of every person whom we come in contact with. Okay. One thing that I would say, like, we all did show when Chennai was floating, right? We went all out to help everybody whom we saw, unmindful of our status. We have lost everything, but still we went out to help others who were worse than us. Right? Chennai came back resilient and stronger. We never waited for any of the government machinery to come in to support us. We all joined hands to help each other, isn't it? But what happened? As the water receded, this goodness within us, we don't know when it went in for that hiding. Why? Can we not have that goodness always ever glowing in us? That this one incident was very clear to show that we are capable of showing that oneness among everybody. Yes, this is the place of God. Let's make His abode. Not have all those petty selfishness and other things inside. Right? As we move on, what we need is the strength and realize more and more the Vedantic ideal of solidarity of man and our inborn divine nature. As believers of Swamiji's word, what we need is true awakening, Jagrata. Not just waking up from a sleep every day, Jagrata, right? Awakening implies the knowledge, wisdom, our awareness, mindfulness, and responsiveness to the problem and situations around our life. Automatically, aren't we going towards God? Aren't we getting spiritually enlightened? Probably even liberated as we keep practicing. Let me give you some examples. We spend a whole lifetime thinking and working about our job, family, our success, our failures, our problems, our struggles. Then suddenly one day we realize that there is more to life than just these pursuits of things, materialistic things, and which do not last. We just keep like wanting more, like dil mange more. That's how it's going on. This is also awakening in practical sense, growing even more than just realization. Let me give you one more example. We confide so many things to our dear friends. One of our friend, whom I considered my own, has revealed my inner secrets to somebody else. He has betrayed us. He has revealed our private details to somebody else. This is also awakening. When our mind wakes up to this new reality, a new lesson, a new realization, it is also awakening. Each day, life brings us new revelations about the world, the people around us. Each of these experiences wakes us up to the new truth of life. But for this, we need to be self-aware. As we run up the stairs, do we see our heart beating faster? With a thumb, it is doing its work so that we get the energy to run up. we get the oxygen to run up, right? Let's start to be aware of ourselves. Let's start to be aware of our breathing. That's what pranayama practice gives. Let's start to listen to our breathing, listen to our heartbeat, listen to the words we utter. At times, each one of us, we can all understand, like each one of us changes depending on our mood, the person to whom we talk to, and so on. Can we start to become self-aware of all these things? Just not know these things are physiological. They don't know to act. These things are telling what's happening within us. Check next time you want to hide something from your parents. You would have skipped a breath, or your heartbeat would have gone a couple of extra beats at that moment. Haven't you had difficulty in sleeping when we fight with our loved ones? Each of these small changes happening in us, if we pay attention to it, we start to hear our own inner voice, inner conscious, which is pure, unadulterated and beautiful. Let's become aware of the self. Similarly, everything happening around us has something to teach us. Should I say teach, or reveal the truth to us? The self-awareness and practice of mindfulness are the basis of spirituality. From working on an autopilot mode like a reflex, we start to respond rather than react. This practice of self-inquiry and meditation enables us to become more and more self-aware. When we meditate regularly, not only the mental clarity, mental resilience builds up, but we start to feel the renewed energy, both physically as well as mentally, with all the enthusiasm. This brings in the much needed change in our perception, and our cognitive restructuring happens. Our anxiety, fear, anger seem to have disappeared because we start to believe in ourselves. The confidence, Swamiji always says, believe in yourself. Just not believe in God alone, believe in yourself. Okay? The next time you see your friend betraying you, try applying all these. You will not show anger or disappointment at your friend, but you will thank him for making you understand what to share with others. In case you have something to hide in your life, that means you are probably not doing the right thing, isn't it? This leads to that inner transformation and reducing our ego, thus enabling us to connect with that higher consciousness, making us understand our real purpose of life. We start to rise up a much higher plane now. Once we have the insight into the true nature of our existence with consciousness, we can definitely pierce through the evils of ignorance, or the veil of ignorance, which Swamiji calls. See the reality if we are awakened. And this is what Swamiji said, awaken the Atman, Jagrata. An awakened person is always mindful, not just of his mind and body, but even of his surroundings. He has the control over his senses. He is the same when in pain or pleasure. He is free from the ignorance of delusion because he has the discernment. He is virtuous. I think each one of us can become like that. As much as we identify ourselves with this physical body, we are the slaves of the sensual pleasures, also to the thought and the emotion. We become the victim of our own ego. We need to handle these with care. We need to realize our true potential. We need to realize, as Swamiji addressed us multiple times, Amritasya Putraha, our true nature, the children of the immortal bliss. Something big is there. Why are we settling for something low? Let us awaken this Atman. Know our true potential. Become aware of our own self. Wake up to our true self. Let us awake from this slumber. Let us awake from this selfishness, this self-pity. Let us awaken the beautiful Atman within us, which is what Swamiji wanted all of us to become. Arise, awake, and stop not till this goal is reached. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.